I did. You know, every day you're waiting for the sky to fall. You know, you just don't know what's going to happen.
Don't you die with your song still and you just sing with me.
Hey, Jonathan Cummings is going to talk about vomiting in the next video. You might want to tune in and see that. I'm sure you're going to be telling everybody about that. And this day is pretty good because it's chemotherapy day. Chemotherapy day is a good day. Who would have thought that? Why, you know, they don't tell you these things. Matter of fact, I asked the radiologist, I'm like, at what point during the treatment will things start letting up and things start getting better? And he looked at me like I was crazy for a minute, and he goes, about 2 weeks after you're done with treatment. So, and that's what I'm saying. Nobody explains any of this stuff to you so that you will know what to expect. And that's part of the problem here. So here's the bad news. The first thing they do when you go to the chemotherapy center is they take your blood. So the doctor says, okay, you're dehydrated, your kidney function is not good, and you've lost 15 pounds in 1 week. And so we're going to give you, we want you to come back tomorrow, and we want you to come back Fridays and just give you some more fluids. And hopefully that will make you feel better, and then you've got to figure out a way to mitigate the nausea through the week, because if you don't, then you're going to have to be given a feeding tube. Hey, Jonathan Cummings here from the Troubadour's Journey. This is video number 6 in the I Have Cancer video series. I'm feeling pretty good today because this is the day of chemotherapy. And see, they don't tell you these things. If they would tell you how things were going to go, you know, you would have a little bit of expectations as to how things might go. But I'm going to lay it out for you in this video, my experience week 1 of the 7 weeks of chemo. And see, that's the biggest problem, is they don't tell you what to expect. And that's why I'm making these videos, because this is the most common type of cancer in men my age. The effects may be different on different people, but the treatment is the same. And I'm trying to educate people so that you at least have some type of expectation, because if they would have told me this before I started, I would have at least have some type of expectations, knowing what I'm getting into. So if you want to help me do that, I'm going to put my GoFundMe link in the drop down below this video on YouTube, and I'm going to put it on Facebook too, so it'll be in the first comment section. So you can please help me to continue doing this, so that I can just educate people who have to go through this, at least some type of expectations of what you may have to go through. It's important, because my first week was very, very bad, because I didn't know what I did. You know, every day you're waiting for the sky to fall. You know, you just don't know what's going to happen. So I'm still toothless. The gentleman that works at the lab that my dentist works with is having very bad health problems. So I've been praying for him. But they're saying my teeth will be done on Friday. Probably the worst thing that they did with me is leave me toothless to try to do this, because that puts you in a situation where, you know, you're drinking power shakes and protein shakes and smoothies and mashed potatoes, and you can't really get any real sustenance in you. Anyways, I digress. Let me just try to lay out how this goes. My experience is, and I don't know if it's going to be like this every time or whatever, but on the day of chemo, you feel your best, right? Because they load you up with, well, you can go back to video 5 and you can see how I laid out the entire, what they do to you through the whole 5-hour process. The day after chemo, which was Thursday, I also felt pretty good. I went to the church. I had a rehearsal with Russell. I had every intention of being at church, and you know, I thought, well, maybe I'll be okay. Well, Friday morning I woke up, and I ate a little bit of eggs because I can eat eggs because you don't have to chew them. You know, you can fry eggs and you can pretty much get them down. But I only ate about half of breakfast, and then about an hour later, the nausea hit me. I took one of the Zofran tablets, which was a 4 milligram Zofran tablet, which you know, I guess it kept me from throwing up, but I was nauseous most of the day, and then and most of the night, and then Friday night and Saturday was I can't even explain how horrible it was. I mean, I knew that this was going to be hard, but I really didn't know it was going to be this difficult. Your skin feels like it's sweating poison. And I swear you can smell it. You can literally smell the chemotherapy coming out of your skin. I mean, it's crazy, and you're nauseous. You can't eat anything, and you're very weak. And from Friday morning until sometime Sunday afternoon, I didn't eat or drink anything. I didn't eat or drink anything. I couldn't even bear to put anything in my mouth. It was horrible. On Monday, I called, I spoke to the doctor, and he upped the Zofran to 8 milligrams, which is what I'm going to be using this week. I'm not going to screw around with the 4 milligrams again. So basically, on Monday, I just felt like I was getting over a flu, I guess, the best way to explain it. Finally, on Tuesday, I was able to eat a little more and drink a little more fluids. And then, of course, Wednesday came around, which was today. I woke up this morning and I felt pretty darn good, except for I just was weak. Well, I go into the doctor's office to do the chemo this morning. Hold on a second, someone's knocking at the door. Okay, sorry about that. My friend Russell just brought me over a bunch of, food and stuff. It's like I can't believe how great everybody is. But anyway, I kind of lost track of where I was. Basically, by the time I got to Tuesday, and keep in mind that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, you're going to radiation each week, which that's a little easier because it only takes 15 minutes. You go in there, you lay down on the thing like I explained in the other video. If you'll notice, my voice sounds a little better today than it did last week. The swelling has gone down because they gave me the radiologist gave me a 6-day course of prednisone, which has taken a lot of the stress off my throat. So from a pain in my throat standpoint, I'm actually feeling better today than I have in a long time. Now I know that this pain and the loss of taste and the loss of ability to salivate and all that's going to keep going downhill until matter of fact, I asked the radiologist, I'm like, at what point during the treatment will things start letting up and things start getting better? And he looked at me like I was crazy for a minute, and he goes, about 2 weeks after you're done with treatment. So, and that's what I'm saying. Nobody explains any of this stuff to you so that you will know what to expect. And that's part of the problem here. The lack of expectation leaves you in a place where you're just waiting for the sky to fall all the time, right? But that's the reason that I didn't make any videos during the week, is because it's a horrible ride. But thank God I've got some, you get some relief. So what I did today, yesterday, I just kept thinking, if I could just have a piece of fish, a fillet of fish, because you don't have to have teeth really to eat that, over some vegetables or whatever, And God, I'd love to eat some rice, but you can't. I found out you can't eat rice without teeth. Who'd have thunk it, right? So Barbie, was from her house, looked all over online, and she finally said, "Look, Fresh Catch, okay? Fresh Catch will give you exactly what you want. It's a mahi dinner. It's just a piece of mahi over some stuff, but they don't deliver." So I'm like, "Well, great, like now I've got to leave the house, right?" So when I went to my radiation treatment at 3 o'clock, when I ordered it before then, asked them if they could have it ready at 3:30. I swung over to Fresh Catch. I picked it up, brought it home, and it was the best thing that I had. Now, I was only able to eat about a quarter of it, but the vegetables were these little strips of zucchini and squash, and I put a piece in my mouth and sucked on it for a few minutes and spit it back out and said, "God, I wished I could eat that, So I finally got out my garlic press, and a pinch at a time, put these vegetables in the garlic press and scraped them off until I finally, after about 15 minutes, had about a tablespoon of vegetables that I could actually eat. So, like I say, the biggest calamity of this whole thing is they have left me to do this without any teeth. I go to the oral surgeon back, whatever it was, a month ago, 2 months ago. Oh, all of your teeth have to be extracted before you can undergo the radiation. It has to be done. Well, if it has to be done, then my insurance should pay for it. No, you don't have dental insurance. So that'll be $13,000, please. And, well, how am I going to get teeth? Well, you'll have to worry about that later. So 2 weeks before I even started chemotherapy and radiation, I was already just drinking smoothies and power drinks and protein stuff. I mean, it was a nightmare even before I got started. So what I did today, on the way home from chemotherapy, and I'm telling you, you're going to think I'm crazy. You're going to think I'm out of my mind here. But what I did is I stopped off at Publix. I got a rotisserie chicken, and I bought a big fillet of cod, right? And so I got it home, and after I unloaded all of the groceries for my mom, because I had to go to Walmart for my mom to pick up a bunch of stuff for her, and I took the chicken, and I pulled a big gob off of the rotisserie chicken, and I put it in my Ninja blender, and I thought I got to put something in here so it's not so dry. So I put in with it, a little bit of mayonnaise and a little bit of this, and I literally blended chicken. Looks like fish dip, only it tastes like chicken. But I've got to get some protein somehow here, because I'm just sick of drinking protein drinks. I'm drinking Gatorade, because the doctor, when I left today, he says you got to have Gatorade. And then I cooked the cod and cut it up and put it away. So now at least I have fish that I can pull out, heat up in the microwave, and eat it if I need to. So here's the bad news. After they did the first thing they do when you go to the chemotherapy center is they take your blood and they look at your blood. And so the doctor says, okay, you're dehydrated, your kidney function is not good, and you've lost 15 pounds in 1 week. And so we're going to give you extra fluids today, and we're going to we want you to come back tomorrow, which is tomorrow, Thursday, and we want you to come back Friday so that we can just bring you in here and hook you up to your port and just give you some more fluids. And hopefully that will make you feel better. And then, if you've got to figure out a way to mitigate the nausea through the week, because if you don't, we're going to have to send you to a doctor, and you're going to have to be given a stomach tube, a feeding tube. So that's what I'm trying to eliminate this week. I'm just trying to eat everything in sight when I'm not nauseous, and drink as much Gatorade as I possibly can, and just try to navigate this week better than I navigated last week. But again, if somebody would have told me what to expect, right, which is basically this: the day of chemo you feel your best, the next day you feel pretty good, on the third day you start going downhill, and then days 4 and 5 you're right. On day 6 and 7 you're trying to recover again, and then you just start feeling good before your next chemo. That's what this looks like, and I'll let you know next week if it follows that same pattern. Now, like I say, the radiation is a different journey. It's going to get worse and worse and hurt worse and worse. I'll lose my sense of taste eventually. I'll lose my ability to salivate. They give you pills for that, and that's going to go downhill until the end of the journey. So that's what I'm expecting. Now at least I have some kind of expectation, so that I can see if that's how this week goes. Then maybe the following week I'll be able to even navigate a little better. But they don't tell you anything when you come into this. You just, Anyways, I'm going to do everything I can to make it through this without damaging my kidneys or, having to be on a stomach tube or whatever. But this is a nasty thing. I was sitting in chemo today, and the lady sitting in the chair next to me grabs one of the little emesis bags, they call it. It's like a vomit bag, and just starts going for it, man. And of course the nurses were all there. One was rubbing her back, and they were very concerned about giving her more anti-nausea medication or whatever. And when she was able to speak, she goes, "There's a medication that you guys give me," and I don't know what she has. She's certainly on something different than I'm on. She goes, "It causes you to salivate," and she goes, "I'm sorry, I get to the point where I feel like I have to throw up. It's not my stomach, it's not my stomach." So this thing affects everybody differently. I'm really hoping to get through this without vomiting. That's my goal, because I have a problem with vomiting, and I will talk about that in the next video. I'll give you something to look forward to. Hey, Jonathan Cummings is going to talk about vomiting in the next video. You might want to tune in and see that. I'm sure you're going to be telling everybody about that. Hopefully by the time I make the next video, I will have teeth, and I will be finished with week 2. As for now, this is the troubadour's journey. Everybody is on a journey. I'm embracing this cancer as a part of my journey, because I know good will come of it, if nothing more than making these videos and trying to help other people. If you want to support me in my GoFundMe page, that's going to be in the drop-down window beneath this YouTube video, or if you're watching it on Facebook, it'll be in the first comment below. If you want to support what I'm doing, because I am trying to give, since this is the most common type of cancer in males my age, I'm trying to educate what my journey looks like. It might affect different people differently, but the treatment is the same. This is the standard treatment for this type of cancer. You have cisplatin chemotherapy, you get the same dose of anti-nausea medication. It's the same kind of thing. So I want to help as many people as I can with this. So if you want to help me do that, you can donate to my GoFundMe page. Other than that, I'm just one day at a time. One day at a time, and this day is pretty good because it's chemotherapy day. Chemotherapy day is a good day. Who would have thought that? Why they don't tell you these things. So anyways, I'm gonna say goodbye, and until my next video, see you next time, and don't die with your song still in you.
Don't you die with your song still